Rebbe Nachman gave over lesson 67, the Kutiman part 2, in the year 1809, which corresponds to the Hebrew year Taf Kuf Ein, Taka. And this was the year before Rebbe Nachman passed away. And this lesson was given on the Shabbat Parashat Bereshit, right after Simchat Torah, when technically that's when the year begins. The year doesn't officially begin on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is the Day of Judgment. How the new year will be. And you're given until, believe it or not, till Simchat Torah to determine the final judgment of the year. How the year should be judged and conducted. And after Simchat Torah, that's when technically the year begins. And that's one of the reasons why we only start Bereshit, the beginning of the Torah, again, only after Simchat Torah and not on Rosh Hashanah. You would think, let it match. Let Bereshit, the beginning of the Torah, match with the beginning of the new year. No, we wait until the whole process of the Day of Judgment, the High Holidays, ends after Simchat Torah. So Rebbe Nachman, he gave this lesson 67 on the Friday night of that Shabbat of Bereshit. And before that, he had given another lesson 66 between Yom Kippur and Sukkot. And in this lesson, there was a lot of divine inspiration about the seeing the tzaddikim. He mentioned items, and Rebbe Nachman indicated when Rav Nosson brought him the manuscript of this lesson, my lessons, he said to him like this, my teachings are filled with Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration. And a person can know future events through my teachings. All the more so once something happens, you can see it retroactively in my teachings afterwards. And he indicated this and he stressed this and he said it a second time on the Sunday after this Shabbat Bereshit, Sunday night, when Rav Nosson brought to Rebbe Nachman the manuscript of this lesson 67, he began to cry and he said again this statement, then my lessons are filled with this divine inspiration. And Rav Nosson stressed this point as a major thing to pick up, that Rebbe Nachman's teachings, the more you delve into them, the more you see endless divine inspiration. For example, it is very common for people who discover the teachings of Breslov, Rebbe Nachman, they open a book, and what do the most people say? That's exactly what I'm going through in life right now. That's exactly unbelievable. He just read my mind. He took the words right out of my mouth. He's explaining to me perfectly what I'm going through, how I am. How does he know this? This is a book. It was written 200 years ago, and yet this is the divine inspiration that Rebbe Nachman was indicating. That he can look at the teachings, look right through you. It's unbelievable. X-ray eyes. And what's amazing is, the more you believe in this, the more you have emunah and belief in these teachings, the more, like the expression is, they jump out of the page, they jump out of the book. The letters jump out of the book and they come to you and they relate to you. And this is such a clear indication to people. Use these teachings. Use them for everything you're going to need in life, because if already you see they've talked to you, they've helped to you, they can also help for future situations, for even more difficult situations where you don't know what to do, you don't know how to decipher what you're going through. Use these teachings. Use the teachings of Rebbe Nachman, because he himself said they're filled with Ruach HaKodesh. It's true, the whole Torah is filled with divine inspiration. It's true. But until you work and find yourself on that page of the Gemara, in that Midrash, in the verse of the Parsha of the week, you have to work hard in developing Torah ideas and ideals in order to connect. But by Rebbe Nachman's teachings, it's phenomenal. It's readily available, the divine inspiration found in these teachings, and that's why it's so important to learn these teachings, especially now, when more and more, as we get closer and closer to the final redemption, the darkness covering up people is even more darker, and the concealment is even more severe and more severe. How much more you need high-level Torah with a high level of divine inspiration to give you that boost of guidance and feeling and knowledge that Hashem is watching you, that everything you're going through has deep meaning, and the main thing on your part is just don't give up, keep on going, no matter what you're going through, keep on holding on, grab, salvage whatever good you can at your level, not to feel, oh, I used to be like this and now look at me, not even dare thinking about such thoughts, because what you are now and who you are now is totally different than you were 10, 20 years ago, so there's nothing to compare. But use these teachings. They say in Breslov that every day you should learn, you should touch, connect to something from Rebbe Nachman's teachings. They're literally a lifesaver, and they must be used in that perspective.